Hey everybody, I am here today to talk to you about what I call unfancy cooking and how this is going to be a game changer when it comes to your nutrition overall and time in the kitchen. So, this is an awesome way to make sure that you are getting more home cooked food, more nutrient dense food, and in less time than you would think, and so that it doesn't get boring. So, it's what I call unfancy cooking. And it basically means that we are going to simplify what we do in the kitchen, um, but make sure that things still taste good. So a lot of the times we are going to be making dinner and we're following a recipe that we've found online or that we learned, and it's multiple steps to get to the end product, right? We have to like brown the meat here, then season this, then chop the vegetables here, then do this, kind of like many different things that we have to do in order to get the meal. And that takes quite a bit of time, depending on what you're cooking. It dirties quite a bit of kitchen stuff, which means that your cleanup time is longer. And it can be very difficult to fit that time, the cleanup time and the cooking time in when we are so busy, when we are dealing with newborns, with toddlers, with working full time. Like you get in the door at 5:30 p.m. with your 2-year-old and your 12-week-old baby, and then you have to spend an hour cooking dinner. Like, how's that going to really work out for us, right? We're exhausted by that point. Our kids are exhausted by that point. It would be so much better if you could walk in the door and by 6 o'clock have something on the table instead, right? So this is where unfancy cooking is going to come in. Unfancy cooking is basically following just a few very simple methods for cooking things, but really varying the flavoring and the variety within those few methods. So my absolute favorite method for unfancy cooking is using the oven. And if you have a convection oven, this makes it even easier to do. But regular oven works great too. So we're talking about roasting our vegetables, baking our meat, baking the meat in the oven, um, and then finding some kind of starch to go with it. And there are lots of very good options on the market now that are what I call instant grains, instant starches. You can get like these, I think Path of Life is the brand, these quinoa packages, which are awesome. You throw them in the microwave for like 3 or 4 minutes. And the ingredients in them are super great. It's like quinoa, it's high quality olive oil, none of that vegetable oil junk, some great spices, and some chopped veggies that are in there. So something like that, or even like instant, like pre-made rice, or you can batch make rice or quinoa or something like that to go with your meal on the weekend and just reheat during the week to eliminate the time for the starch. But then we're going to just be relying on unfancy cooking for the vegetable and the meat using the oven. Um, and this is great because we're basically just getting two things dirty, like the pan that each of them are in, and so it's not a lot of cleanup to go with it. And so it's really just like literally throwing the chicken down or the steaks down or the pork chops down or whatever it is in an oven-safe dish and baking them for however long you need to do it. So chicken thighs, for example, take up to about 35 minutes. The steaks take probably about 20 or so minutes, not as long. And the pork chops are somewhere in between, depending on how you like those cooked. Roasted vegetables, again, takes very similar time to the meat, so we can get everything into the oven at once and have it all ready at the same time, which is awesome. Roasted veggies take anywhere between 20 minutes for things that are thin and small, like asparagus, up to 40 minutes for something that's like roasted potatoes or Brussels sprouts or something that's kind of like a thicker veggie that needs more time to cook. So with that being said, the secret weapon for your unfancy cooking so it doesn't get boring, because baked chicken breasts every day of the week sounds really boring, and so we're going to rebel against that because we're like, oh, I don't want to eat this again, right? So the secret weapon is varying your spice, but varying your spice in a way that takes you no time. Enter spice blends, okay? Spice blends are like my #1 secret weapon for the kitchen. I love Penzeys spices. I'm going to show you some of my favorite ones here. You can get spice blends at the regular grocery store, though. Like I know Mrs. Dash makes like a lot of different kinds. But having a blend is an easy way to do shake, 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 and you have a entire variety of flavor versus having to measure things out individually, which dirties a lot more stuff and takes a lot more time, right? This is shaking it directly from the container onto the food, throwing it in the oven, done. So here are a couple of my favorite ones from Penzeys that you guys can look up. I am like not affiliated with them whatsoever, but they really have delicious stuff and it's high quality, so I like their stuff. And so these are some of the ones that are super popular around here, and it gives, again, you can see how it's going to give us a wide variety of styles of cooking and flavors, even though I'm doing the same thing, meat in the oven with spice on top of it and done. So with that, let's start with our favorite one out of everything. Okay, let's see, mirror image here. Fox Point seasoning, right? This is a basically salt and herby blend. It's got shallots, chives, garlic, onion, green peppercorns. It goes great on everything. It's delicious. So I use that on a lot of, I use that on everything. That's like our number one thing. Sunny Paris seasoning. This is the same as the Fox Point, but without the salt. So if you're needing something with less salt in it, this is awesome. Yes, I have both. Justice seasoning is a new one by them. It's shallots, garlic, onions, chives, kind of like a finer blend of it. And so it's very fresh tasting. There's no salt in it, so that's pretty awesome. They have a amazing Cajun seasoning blend. So if you're looking for, variety there, their salsa and pico is really good if we're going for like a Spanish flavoring. Um, Lamb seasoning by them. So I got this because I was making lamb like once, but then I found out that it's actually really good on steaks. It's really good in like ground beef or bison as well. So this has become kind of a staple around here. Then this Ozark seasoning is amazing on chicken. It is one of my kids' favorites, actually. And if I made chicken for some reason for the evening, and you know how kids can be picky and they like one thing one day and they don't like it the next day, um, I'll say, well, I'll put sprinkles on it. And they're like, okay. And I'll sprinkle a little bit more of this on it and they'll eat it because the kids are obsessed with this one. It's really good. And then I've got, I buy this one in bulk, but it's Herbes de Provence. It's basically a French herb blend. So like if you're bored with Italian seasoning, this is a great substitute to put in there. And it's really delicious. So those are, that's the secret weapon, right? These spice blends, because all of these are very large varieties of flavors. And you saw when I was reading the ingredients that they have a lot of different spices in it. So to achieve the same volume of flavor in the right ratios, you'd be using 4 or 5 different things. You'd be measuring them out, and it takes a lot more time. Versus if you go ahead and get the pre-spice blend, do the baking, roast the veggies, throw the meat in the oven, sprinkle a couple different complementary spices on top of it, you're done. It takes you like 10 minutes to get it in. It cooks within a half an hour, and you can more consistently be eating at home, getting yourself those super important veggies in, those high quality proteins, and essentially getting yourself the nutrition that you need to be able to power through your day. So hopefully this helps. That's Unfancy Cooking in a nutshell. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys around. Okay, bye.
Hey there, thanks for watching my video. If you want more great content like this, comment and let me know what questions you'd like me to address. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.